What's up guys, it's Joseph, and I recently got the new 1080 V13s from New Balance, so I wanted to do a bit of comparison to the More V4s that I've had for a bit. I weigh 185 with a lot of bounce in my run, so I prefer a highly cushioned running shoe. And I had read that the 1080s are the most cushioned out of any New Balance shoe, so that's why I wanted to try these out. My More V4s only have about 15 miles in them, so I do think it's still a fair comparison. And so far, the 1080 V13s are overall softer than the More V4s. But they deliver that softness in a little bit of a different way, so I'll explain that in a bit. But the softness in the V13s makes sense because these have a rear stack height, so like the cushion thickness of 38 millimeters. And in the More V4s, it's 34. So even though they're called More, they actually have less cushioning than the 1080s. The V13 especially feels softer right here in the heel, but the softness is also distributed more along the whole shoe and more centrally located. So it kind of is right here in the middle of the shoe. But on the V4, the only place where you're going to get as close to as soft as the V13 is right here in the ball of the foot area. Surprisingly, the V13 also weighs less than the V4, so I measured this one at 10.5 ounces per shoe, and the V4 is 12.3, so almost 2 ounces different. So just considering that the V13 is softer and it weighs less, this would definitely be my recommendation for more people. The only real benefit of the V4 is that the platform is slightly wider, so it's inherently more stable. So if you plan to run on uneven terrain or run until your legs are about to give out, then you might go with the V4s. But otherwise, I really prefer the V13s right now. Another difference between these shoes is that the V13s have a 6 millimeter drop in the cushion from the heel to the forefoot. So it feels more like a traditional shoe where there's a slight forward lean, while the V4s only have a 4 millimeter drop from the heel to the forefoot. So that means the shoe is more flat. So without that traditional forward lean to the shoe, while you're running, it does feel fine where the cushioning is at the ball of your foot. But while you're standing still in this shoe, it feels like most of the cushioning is right in your arch. And so if you have your weight in your heel, it actually feels like the shoe is slightly angled up like this while you're just standing still. The V13 also seems to have more cushioning in the tongue and around the ankle bones. So if you have low ankle bones, I would definitely consider this shoe first, since it's going to have more cushioning in that area. Like I said in my last video, the cushioning is not as thick in the V4s, so if you have low ankle bones, this part could definitely dig into your ankles a bit. So those are the main differences I've found in the shoes so far, beside the styling. So the styling is significantly different. This feels or looks more like a regular shoe, while the cushioning really stands out in this shoe, especially if you can only get the white outsole compared to this one's all black, which it kind of blends in obviously. Alright guys, so that's about it for the review. If you're looking for the most cushioning, like softest feel when you land, then I would go with V13s, but if you're looking for soft but most stability, just because of the width of the sole, then I would go with the More V4s. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those down below and I'll try and get back to you. Please like, subscribe, and share, and then I'll talk to you guys next time.